Hello everybody and welcome back. And the party are here watching, well, I was going to say they were watching the crossed swords burn, but they've actually probably got their back to it as they head into an alleyway as the locals on Fogar Isle suddenly rush outside to see this building on fire. And immediately everybody else goes to the river to fill up buckets of water to stop the fire from spreading. The party did cast a lot of buff spells. Some of those will still be active because they have quite a long duration. We spent about 10 minutes in the crossed swords between fighting the trolls, setting fire to the place, and then running outside and finding somewhere to take cover. So that means the striking spell has worn off. However, the Bless, the Haste, and Malin's shield is still up. Malin has no spells left. What he is doing is that he carries one of Donard's staves of healing as a walking stick. Donard has the other one attached to his back, and by Jiminy, we need some healing badly. Especially Stephen. So Stephen is going to get 2 doses of the staff of healing. And that is 7 plus 2 is 9. So he's up to 14. I think he will get a Cure Light Wounds as well. Actually, no, let's hold off on that. Donard could do with a Staff of Healing. He's at 33 out of 42. Okay, well, 37. Carrick is at 25 out of 31. Yeah, let's get him topped up. A 5 or a 6. A 4. He's at 30. Okay, so that has taken up a bit of time, and while all the healing is going on, one of the troop, it can't be Donard, he is doing the healing, and it has to be either Carrick or Stephen, because they were the only ones in the tavern. But again, the rat-faced little man with the iron ring tattoos can be seen in the alleyway again, looking at them. So we are going to give chase. Luckily, we have haste upon us, so even though he does get away, he can't get away fast enough. So the party are able to see what building he disappears into. Well, we're going to give chase and we're going to burst in because it's pretty obvious that we were duped. This old crone fortune teller told us to go to the crossed swords. Well, we were given a red herring to fool us and, well, we fell for it. That was clearly an ambush. So there are clearly several people in this city who are, well, out to get us. So we're going to burst into this house here. Each square is 5 feet and we've got a west or east doorway. So let's roll for west or east. 1 to 3, 4 to 6. And it is 4 to 6. So, well, I split the party up. So we burst into here. And this room contains 4 bandits, thugs, and of course they have seen their little rat friend run through, so they are not to be taken by surprise. So we can just roll for initiative. And they get initiative. Okay, right, well they are melee people, and the first 2 people who are within melee range are Donard and Carrick. So it's, as always, they're the ones who get beat upon, 2 thugs on each. The book has them at level 1. I have upped that to level 2. This does not change their THAC0 because as fighters they would have to be level 4. However, it does give them an extra 4 hit points. So the 2 on Donard. And that misses. The 2 on Carrick. Both miss. Our go. Right, Stephen is going to be on melee duty. I have to get his dice correct. He has a sword +1 and a melee THAC0 of 15. So we have to do ranged. Liz and Malin are going to run into here. Malin is currently in the middle of dagger training. That has not finished, therefore he doesn't get his training bonuses. He can try and throw a dagger anyway. And well, he misses. Luckily, it wasn't a critical miss. Liz gets her short range and skill bonuses. Well, she hits anyway, very accurately. She adds 2 onto that. So one of the thugs, which is on Carrick, is down to 5 HP. So we have our melee round. Let's do Donard, who hits and kills that thug that's on him. Liz did 4 damage because the duration of the bless spell is still holding. In fact, I'm going to have to re-roll for Liz because the haste spell is still working. There's so much to keep tabs of. And she misses with her second shot, so Donard gets a second swipe at the second thug that is on him. And yes, so he kills the 2 thugs on him. Let's see what Carrick can do. He's rolling d12 plus 4. Yeah, he strikes the wall behind him, or else he actually hits one of the thugs that Donard has killed as it's collapsing to the floor. But his second strike is excellent. There's one on Carrick with 4 HP left. What can Stephen do? Right, his Thaco is 15. That's an 11 with a bless. That easily hits AC 7. They don't have good AC. And yes, these 4 thugs are killed. So we have 2 more doorways. We can either go back the way we came or go onward. I think it would be natural to go onward. We can say that this door is open because the little ratty character ran through it. So we're going to run into this room at double speed. There won't be any surprise. So what is the initiative? And we get initiative. There are 4 giant rats in this room. These are were-rats. If you get damaged by a were-rat to half of your HP, you too can become a were-rat. And Stephen is at 14 out of 26 HP. That's interesting. Question about the rules here. If Stephen loses 1 HP, he's at 13, that's half his HP. Does that mean he could become a were-rat? Or does the were-rat actually have to do 13 damage and get him to 1 HP? I hope that question is clear. But we are going to rush in and we are going to take on... I need to get my Dungeon Master's rulebook out here because were-creatures might need magical weapons. Lycanthrope. In animal form, Lycanthrope may only be harmed by magic weapons, silvered weapons, or magic spells. I think Liz won't have time to react. We have come across were-rats before, or a werewolf, but her initial reaction will be to just shoot. Well, she misses both times. Okay, so that didn't matter. So let's just get into melee. Malin actually does carry a couple of silver daggers in case we came across any whites. It will take him a round to find out where on his belt those silver daggers are. So let's just get into straight old melee. Let's do Donard on one of the were-rats. And he hits with this one and he does 8 damage. It's down to 4 HP. Let's see what Carrick can do. Oh, yes. He hits with this one and he does 16 damage. That one is dead. And what can Stephen do? Right, well done Stephen. They have quite a low AC and he hits both times. So he does 4 plus his strength bonus is 6 plus the sword bonus is 8 plus the bless bonus is 10. So the were-rat on him is at 2 HP. Right, they're round. So there are 3 of them left and 2 have been very badly damaged. They don't have a very good morale. It's only 8, so I will do a morale check. And the first one fights on. The second one fights on. And the third one fights on. Okay, so it is their turn. Their damage dice is quite low. It's only 1d4. We don't like a 1d4. That misses Donard. That misses Carrick. And Stephen's AC is -1. And that misses him. Okay, we're on to round number 2. They get a chance to do all that again. Donard. That hits Donard for 3 points. Their Thaco is 17. That one completely misses Carrick. And that one misses Stephen. Okay, so it's our turn. Liz and Malin have sussed that these are were creatures and won't bother with their turn, so we'll just move straight on to Donard. The one on him has only got 4 HP. And his melee Thaco is... Yes, he hits with that one, and that's enough to kill it. Carrick killed one last time. He turns to a new one. And he hits with that dice, does almost max damage, and he kills a second were-rat. And Stephen, the one on him, has only 2 HP. And he hits with this dice and kills it. We are using the whole variety of damage dice here, apart from 1d10. So those 4 were-rats are dead, and there is no other doorway. The haste is on the verge of wearing off, but we will get one more combat out of it. I will say that the bless will have worn off. So there's nowhere else to run to but here. And we burst into this room, and there are 6 more bandit thugs. And of course, they will not be surprised. These are wooden walls. They will have prepared themselves. So let's roll for initiative to see who has been more prepared. And it's mutual. Right, I'll do 2 each on our 2 frontliners. Malin is definitely well back. And this is melee combat. 2 on Donard, both miss. 2 on Carrick, both miss. Remember their Thaco was 19. And 1 hit Stephen for 1 point. He's down to 13. Right, he's going to get a Cure Light Wounds after this. So that was their turn. We're going to do missiles first. So the haste is still working. The bless is not. Liz, 3 points of damage off 1. Donard. I don't know how to work this. He kills 2, he strikes 1 and obliterates it. That head gets smashed in, turns round, again just decapitates as best as you can with a blunt weapon. The one beside him, there are 2 dead. Let's see what Carrick can do. Carrick, in the heat of the haste spell, says, "Well done there, holy man." Right, well, believe it or not, he hits with a 4. His melee Thaco was only 11, and he too kills 1 with a sword, cuts a head off, spins round and stabs another one under the ribs. There are 2 alive, both of those are on Stephen. Can he do the same? And the answer is yes to 1, but he spins around and misses the other. That bandit only has 5 HP left. Let's roll for round number 2. And that bandit gets initiative. He's going to have to do a morale check. And his morale just holds up. So it's round number 2. I should have rolled for initiative first. He got initiative. His morale is still there. So he will have an attack on Stephen, which misses. Right, he's got 5 HP left. And he now has no HP left, as Donard just stoves his head in, which ends up under his collar. Will the haste spell have run out? Haste lasts for 3 turns, so that is 30 minutes. We spent 10 minutes fighting the trolls and in the alleyway. We spent a few minutes running into the alleyway, and given the speed of these fights, have we used up 10 minutes here? Yes, I think by the time we rest on this floor and cast another healing spell, the haste spell will have just worn off. The party open this door, find a flight of stairs. We are going to take this fight upstairs, should there be anybody. Right, so the party have cleared this floor. This is the ground level floor of this abandoned building. And we are being told in the book that it was surprisingly clean and tidy. It didn't seem like it was some sort of hovel for drunken bandits. Maybe the were-rats had standards. But when the party open up this door here, they discover it leads upstairs. I'm going to pause for a bit and I'm going to have to imagine what it would be like to have 5 players around a table. Because while in-game, it's likely that people would make a very quick decision to go upstairs, the way the game is played in real life, with everybody with food and drink and chat, there would probably be about 10 minutes of conversation before the party decide to run upstairs. So, well, we know the were-rats are part of the Iron Ring because we have seen the tattoo, which is that insignia. And if we remember back to Golthar's own hideout in Zataka, there were several Iron Ring people involved in that. So at some point in our adventures, we will have realised that Golthar has some kind of connection to the Iron Ring. So whilst we have no idea what is upstairs or who is upstairs, some of the party may have come to the conclusion we might find Golthar upstairs, while some others may come to the conclusion this is just another Iron Ring hangout and we may just find more bandits upstairs or nothing. Most of our spells have run out, Malin has nothing left and his shield will have worn off. He's extremely vulnerable. So he may just hang around the bottom of the stairs or halfway up the stairs to see what the situation is. But it would be natural for the party to decide, we're going to go upstairs. There may be something, there may be nothing. So, in what I have begun to call the usual formation, the party go up the stairs. And we've got a door here. Now this is where I have to make a decision as a DM. Because realistically, the people on this floor would have heard everything that is going on downstairs and would have made some kind of plan. So it's highly unlikely they will be in the formation that is described in the book. We'll have to begin with Liz. She's going to listen at this door. She doesn't hear anything, so the door is opened and this room is empty. There's a window out here onto the night sky. And indeed, there's probably some flames and smoke that can be seen in the distance from the Crossed Sword Tavern, which is burning merrily. There's a door here. She doesn't hear anything again. So they open this door and they find themselves in a long corridor. There are 2 windows here and another door here. There's a fireplace here. Searching the fireplace might be something you would do after you have cleared out the area, or at least searched it. So let's have a listen at this door. And she doesn't hear anything, which is kind of ironic because that is the room in where the enemies are. The book has them spaced between these 3 rooms. I am going to put them all into this room. That might be a disaster. We've been told these stairs are extremely squeaky, so it's impossible for anybody who can listen through these walls to be surprised. Everybody knows we're up on this floor. We might get surprised if we burst in through the door. Remember, we do not know who is where. So let's roll for surprise. And it's mutual. That kind of fits. So we burst open the door and we see a huddle of people talking about what's happening. And of course, that huddle of people includes Golthar, Yolenta, this mysterious woman with the dark hair. We have a bodyguard called Sly, who is quite a tough fighter. And we have a couple more of the Iron Ring lackeys. So that is altogether 5 people. Where would Golthar be? I think Gulthar, who's intelligent, is going to hang around the window. And that's because one of his magic spells is fly. And if you remember the last time he got away, he did indeed fly out of the window. And I think he would be prepared to do that a second time. He is quite prepared to abandon everybody and to just fly out the window should things get tough. And he has half an idea in his head things are getting tough. I'll put Yolenta there and Sly here because Gulthar would have told him to watch the door. And we might as well put the two hounds here as well. That's what the party see when they burst through the door. So we're going to have Carrick and Donard run into the room, and we're going to have Liz and Stephen at the back, and they're going to have to be in the doorway. And we get initiative. Good. So we don't have any magic spells. Malin is hanging around here. Liz and Stephen in the doorway. We've got Donard and Carrick here. And immediately Gulthar with his yellow robes sticks out like a sore thumb, but he will have a bit of cover, so I might cancel the short range bonus and add a -2 Thaco penalty, so essentially it's a -3. So if we hit Gulthar, he won't have a chance to cast the spell, and his AC is 4, so Liz would have needed a 10 to hit him. She will now need a 13, and she gets a 15. So that is 4 plus 2 damage. Gulthar is down to 11. And that's his spell casting interrupted for this round. And Stephen misses. So let's see if Carrick can take on this bodyguard called Sly, who has an AC of 3. God. No, he misses. What about Donard? Can he take on one of these hounds? They have quite a low AC of 7. Yes, and he can kill one. Right, that is our go. Their turn. There is no missiles for them. Gulthar was hit by an arrow. His spell is disrupted, and he was immediately going to cast Hold Person. He has a web spell, but if he casts web, he will capture his own people in it, and web has quite a short casting range, so he would have to move to here. That isn't a problem, it's only a few feet. I would allow the movement, but his Hold Person has been disrupted. Yolenta has a fear spell, and she's going to cast it, and I'm going to have to remind myself what a fear spell is. Okay. Remove fear. Okay, I might have to look at the expert book. Fear spell will make one creature flee for 2 turns. Okay, so it's a saving throw to avoid the effect. Now Yolenta will realise both Donard and Carrick have the best options to resist the spell, even though they're the closest. So she's going to try that on Stephen. Stephen has to make a saving throw versus spells, which is a 14 or more. Whoops. He throws a 10, so that is Stephen out of action. He runs around the corner here, panicked, past Malin. They have 2 melee rounds. They have the 1 hound that is left on Donard with a short sword. Misses. And then they have the bodyguard Sly, who's got quite a good strength score, so his Thaco is 15. And he hits AC 4. That's a miss, luckily, because he gets +2 onto that. So that is round number 1. Round number 2. We get initiative again. Excellent. So Liz is still going to try and go for Gulthar. And she hits again, and she does 7 damage. He's down to 4 HP. Gulthar is going to have to try and get out of here. Right, but if he was going to cast a spell, that spell has been disrupted again. So we're going to have Donard on this hound here. And he hits, and he does 5 damage. It's down to 3. And Carrick is going to take on this bodyguard. He's got quite a lot of HP. And he misses again, and he's rolled 2 good damage dice. God damn it. So that's our go over. We'll do spells. Golthar got disrupted, but he's going to move over and open the window with an arrow sticking out of his head. Yolenta has another spell, which is Cure Light Wounds. So she will walk over. That is a longer distance than I would permit for movement and spell casting. I would accept a couple of strides to maybe cover 5 feet. So Yolenta moves over to here. We'll do the Iron Ring on Donard, who misses, and we'll do the Bodyguard on Carrick, who misses. So it's round number 3. And they get initiative. Yolenta casts Cure Light Wounds, and Golthar is up to 7. Golthar has opened the window, and he is going to cast Invisibility on himself. Then we have the 2 melee. Donard gets hit for 3 points. He's down to 31. Carrick is okay. So it's our turn. Now who's Liz gonna try and shoot? Golthar's invisible. She's only got Yolenta to go for. And she easily hits and does 4 damage. The cleric is down to 12 HP. We have Donard, who hits and kills this character here. We have Carrick, who's missed 3 times. And he hits this time and he does 11 damage. The Bodyguard is down to 15. So it's round number 4. And they get initiative again. Right, spells. Golthar is going to cast Fly, and he zips away. He flies out the window, which is kind of disappointing because the book does give you an opportunity to kill him here, and he had some nice good loot on him. However, will he have his spellbook with him? If he doesn't have his spellbook with him, he is screwed. Yolenta can cast Silence if she wants to. We haven't really used Silence before. Right, I think she might cast it on Donard. Actually, Donard does have spells. Right, she's going to try and cast Silence on Donard in an attempt to, well, silence him. So he gets +3, he needs a 10 or more. And he throws a 2. He had a hold person. I keep forgetting he's got a hold person. That could have thrown the whole balance of this fight. Oh well, too late. Donard is silenced, as is everybody around him, but we don't have any more spells anyway. So now it's our turn. Everybody is going to try and take out the Bodyguard. Liz misses. Donard misses. Carrick hits and does 9 points. He's down to 6 HP. Golthar has gone. Right, so it's round number 5. And it's mutual. Right, we might as well do them. Everybody's going to beat on Carrick. He's the closest, and there's only 2 people. There is Yolenta the cleric, who misses, and then there is Sly the bodyguard, who misses. Right, our go. Liz can try and shoot. She misses. Donard hits and kills the bodyguard. Yolenta is here on Carrick. That gives Carrick a chance to turn around and not only hit her, but cut her head off. She is dead. And the window was open and Golthar has gone. Stephen is running up and down the stairs in a panic. Malin comes in, checks to see if everything is all clear. We're going to have to take stock of these people's bodies, search them for anything they might have, look over this place for any hints or clues, a letter, a map, that kind of thing. I might do the clear up operation next time, so I will end it here, and then we'll see what they find later. I'll see you then.